If you have zero credit history right now, banks literally see you the same way they see someone who just defaulted on a loan. No score, no trust, no access. That means no apartment lease without a co-signer, no car loan without a massive down payment, and credit card applications? Rejected. But here's the thing. Getting from 0 to a 700-plus score is not hard. It just requires doing 4 specific things in the right order. I'm going to show you exactly what those are, and if you follow this system, you could have a real credit score within 30 days and hit 700 within 6 months. Let's get into it. Real quick. Let me explain why this matters before we get to the steps, because most people treat their credit score like some abstract number that only rich people care about. That is dead wrong. Your credit score determines your interest rates on everything. A person with a 780 score might pay 6% interest on a car loan. Someone with a 580 score pays 14%. On a $25,000 car, that's the difference between paying $3,000 in interest versus $8,500. Same car, same dealership. 2 completely different financial realities, all because of a 3-digit number. It affects your apartment applications, your insurance premiums in some states, even job background checks in certain industries. So yes, this matters. Now let's fix it. Before I give you the steps, you need to understand what a credit score actually measures, because if you don't know the rules of the game, you'll accidentally hurt your score while trying to build it. Your FICO score is made up of 5 factors. Payment history is 35% of your score, the biggest piece by far. This is simply, do you pay your bills on time? Credit utilization is 30%. This is how much of your available credit you're using. Length of credit history is 15%. How long have your accounts been open? Credit mix is 10%. Do you have different types of accounts? Cards, loans, etc., and new credit inquiries is 10%. Every time you apply for credit, there's a small hit. The 2 that matter most for beginners, payment history and utilization. We're going to nail both from day 1. Quick pause. If this is already making sense, smash that like button right now. It helps more beginners find this video, and I put a lot of work into making these guides actually useful. Back to it. All right, step 1, and this is the fastest move you can make if you have 0 credit history. Become an authorized user on someone else's credit card. Here's how it works. You ask a family member, a parent, an older sibling, anyone who trusts you, to add you to their credit card as an authorized user. You don't even need to use the card or have access to it. What happens is that account's entire history gets added to your credit report. If your mom has a credit card that's 8 years old with a perfect payment history and low utilization, congratulations. You now have an 8-year-old account with a perfect payment history on your report. You could literally have a credit score in 30 days, just from this one move. Now, if you don't have someone you can ask, don't worry. There are paid services that do this legally. They're called trade line companies. I'd only use this as a last resort, but it works. Step 2. Open a secured credit card. Now, I know the word secured sounds sketchy, but it's actually the safest way to start. Here's how it works. You deposit money, usually between $200 and $500, and that deposit becomes your credit limit. You use the card like a regular credit card, make small purchases, pay it off every month, and the bank reports your on-time payments to the credit bureaus. You're essentially training wheels for building credit. No risk of overspending, no debt trap. The best secured cards for beginners in 2025 are the Discover It Secured card. This one has cash back and automatically reviews your account after 7 months to upgrade you to an unsecured card. The Capital One Platinum Secured is another solid option. And if you want 0 fees and 0 hard pull on your credit, the Chime Credit Builder card is excellent for absolute beginners. Use any of these. The card matters less than the habit. Hold on. Let me give you the one rule that most beginners completely miss, and it's responsible for thousands of people accidentally tanking their own scores while trying to build them. Step 3. The 10% utilization rule. This is where most people mess up. Let me paint the picture. You open a secured card with a $500 limit. You think, awesome, I can spend up to $500 a month. So you use it for groceries, gas, subscriptions, and by the end of the month, you've spent $400. That's 80% utilization. Your credit score does not thank you for this. In fact, your score will likely drop or stay stuck even if you pay it off. Here's why. Credit bureaus look at how much of your available credit you're using when the statement closes, not after you pay it. The golden rule is to keep your balance below 10% of your limit when the statement closes. On a $500 card, that means never having more than $50 on the balance when the statement hits. So charge something small, Netflix, your phone bill, a monthly subscription, and pay it off in full every single month. That's it. That combination, low utilization plus on-time payment, is what causes scores to jump fast. Steps 4 and 5 go together. Step 4, set up Autopay immediately, not the full balance. Set it up for at least the minimum payment every single month, automatically. Payment history is 35% of your score, and one missed payment can drop your score by 60 to 110 points overnight. Autopay eliminates that risk entirely. Then pay the rest of the balance manually before the due date. Step 5. After 6 to 12 months of responsible use, request a credit limit increase or apply for an unsecured card. Discover and Capital One both have automatic review processes for secured card holders. Once you have an unsecured card, your credit journey has officially started and the score gains start compounding. So how long does this actually take? Here's a realistic timeline. Month 1. You become an authorized user. Your score appears, usually around 620 to 650 from the borrowed history. Month 2. You open your secured card and make your first on-time payment. Month 3 to 6. Consistent low utilization payments start pushing your score towards 680 to 700. Month 12. You're likely sitting between 720 and 760 if you've been consistent, with no major mistakes. At this point, you qualify for premium rewards cards, the kind that pay you cash back or travel points just for spending money you were already going to spend. That's the game. If you're starting from zero right now, drop a comment below with "starting," and I'll point you to the exact card I'd recommend for your situation. And if you found this helpful, the next video you need to watch is the one on the 7 credit card mistakes that people make that tank their scores, even after they've done everything right. That video is right up here. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you there.